Hi everyone, Denise here. So we're here to make this last card here. I've done 2 videos so far. I'm not really great with making the videos, so I apologize if they're a little crazy and Blair witchy. I'm also having some trouble with the holder for the phone, and my lighting is terrible, so we're just gonna wing it and go for it. I do have an OT light here, so hopefully it's not too bright, but it's better than the alternative. Excuse me. So here we are. So before I forget, if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, please go to Facebook and go to Scrapbooking Stuff group and join the group. That way you see the weekly sales that Christina and Bridget are running. You see what's available in the store. You see all of the classes, the cards, the layouts, the projects, the wreaths, all of those things. You can sign up for them. Many times there are kits to go. They can mail them to you. And so that's always an option. The next thing is, if this video is useful for you, you've made the card, please go ahead and hit the like button when you're done. That way we know that people are watching and making the cards, and we know then to continue to make these videos for you. And lastly, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button on this channel. We're hoping to bring you live YouTube events, classes, starting with any luck, summer of 2023. It's the end of March of 2023 as I'm recording this. So we're looking at maybe play-alongs with cards and layouts, and paid classes with, unlisted links for only the people who have paid for the class, maybe projects, all kinds of things. So YouTube requires a minimum number of subscribers. We've got more than enough in the group if at even half of the people subscribe. So that would be great if you could do that for us. We really appreciate it. So let's go on to this card. And I know exactly what you're going to say. Denise, I don't have that piece. You do. I promise you do. What you have is this. You've got this white piece, and that is the piece. Now, I am going to tell you this. Like I normally say, I am not going to make the card because we're only making a limited number of kits. And in making the limited number of kits, if I make one here with you, it's just going to take one away, and that's one less for somebody else to have and to make this card with. So I'm just going to show you how to assemble the card and not actually glue it together. I did cut piece. I'm going to cut this one, so 2 lucky people are going to get theirs pre-cut. And let's talk about the flowers for a second. These flowers are on Heartfelt Creations flower shaper paper. They have been colored with Distress ink re-inker, not oxide, Distress ink, regular ink, re-inker, and a water barrel brush. So the green and the pink, literally 1 drop out of the dropper for that. I use a water barrel brush because I'm okay with not being able to control the amount of water for this particular thing, because the flower shaper paper is meant to be spritzed and wet so you can shape the flowers. So it can take some water. I mean, not as much as watercolor paper, so you're not dousing the paper, but the amount of water that you're using is perfectly fine with this. Plus, with the water barrel brush, sorry, I lost the word for a minute. It's okay that it's lighter because I can always add color. I can dry the brush a little bit, add color to it. Now, I'm not going to actually show you how to shape these flowers because we have a whole separate video for that, and I don't want to take up your time with that. You can go watch that video over there. I'm not sure if there's one yet on the coloring with the re-inker, but I just explained to you how to do it. It's so simple, and I'm sure that you already know how to do it. If you don't have a re-inker, use any ink pads that you have. Use colored pencils. I'm not sure about Copic because I'm not sure if these were stamped with Memento or not. I suspect that they were, since that tends to be what we use, but I won't swear to it. So you may just want to test in the middle of one of the bigger flowers, because if you're going to cluster them like I have them, you're never going to notice, if it smudges from it. So you may just want to take a look at that. You can color them with Tombows or Morbies or Crayola or anything else that you want to color them with. I am going to hold this up a little bit and hope that it's not blurry or Blair witchy for you. I'm trying to look, but I have to bend all the way down to see. And the reason I'm doing this is just so that you can see how I did it. If you're like me, you want to follow the sample exactly. And hopefully you're not like me and you're creative and you can do whatever you want with them. So I have these clustered on the end for a reason. This die is not the full length of the card. And putting it in the middle gave me too much real estate at the end that I couldn't do anything with. And I'm not big on mini slimlines. I don't make them. I do 5x7 or slimline. I do an A2 size card when it has to be an A2 card, but otherwise these are my go-tos. So you see here, when I line it up, it only goes to here. That's why my flower clusters are over here, because it covers the fact that my die doesn't go that far. So when you opened and you didn't see this, you're fine, because we're gonna cut it. I'm gonna show you how. So the first thing you wanna do is, if you want to emboss this, the blue, go right ahead and emboss the blue. Now, I'm gonna put this way as well. It doesn't matter which side you use. This is a top fold. You can use it as a side fold. Just depends on which side, you want your flowers on. So, and what sentiment you're gonna use later. I guess we'll determine that for you, but it's pretty generic now. It can be top fold or side fold. So all you need to decide is if you want the die to line up to the edge, at the left or at the right. That's it. That's your only decision. So if you want to, well, I shouldn't say that. Your next one is, do you want to emboss the blue? If you do, great, go emboss it and then just glue it on down to your base. And if you don't, just glue it on down to your base. And then we're going to get to the cutting. Now, I want you to take a look at where this is. I'm going to hold this like this. And I want you to look at your die cut piece. And I want you to look at mine. And you'll see that where my two are here, where this line of pearls is, because that's where it's cut. That's why the pearls are there. It's got a curve out and a curve out. So I don't know why, but to me it always reminds me of ram's horns. So out and out. So I already pre-cut one. You can't really see it, I guess, because it's white on white. I have a red pen. I'm going to line this up and I'm going to draw it. That way you can see it and you'll see where it is on yours. So it's at one of the points. So again, I'm going to line this up. Now you don't have anything to line up, but that's why I'm showing you. All right, so you see where this red line is? That's where you're cutting. So it's this point right here. The point here. So you're not cutting the circular, you're cutting the point. So I'm going to go straight. I'm going to start actually at this curve in here. See if this is better this way. I'm going to start here and I'm just going to cut to the point. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to start there and I'm going to cut to the point. Now, the other side, I'm going to go, I'm trying to say you, one curve, two curve, because again, I want to go to the point. Cut to the point, turn it around, to the middle, cut to the point. And if I'm a little crooked, I'm the queen of crooked. It won't matter because I'm going to cover it with pearls. So now just let me see what this has red on it and this has red on it. Okay. So these are the two pieces that I cut. So again, if you need to pause at any point so that you can cut yours and take a look at it, that's what I cut. And it was the same on the other side. So that's what I cut. And what I have left is this and this. And I'm going to line them up. Now remember, I said I am the queen of crooked. If I have to clean it up a little bit, that's okay. I'll clean it up a little bit. I'll glue one side down first and then the other, and mine don't match. They don't match up perfectly, and that's okay because I have a string of pearls right over it. That's my seam. That's my seam. So if you don't like the part, and I'm going to hold this way just so you can see where as soon as I get it, the whole thing. Oh my goodness. Nope, there we go. So you can pause if you need to, if you want to see where I put the pearls. So as soon as I put the whole thing down, then the next thing I'm going to do is the pearls. Because the pearls are going to go even under the flowers. That way it looks consistent. I don't have to fight the paper later. But that's really it. Put down the pearls with, of course, always with these dries clear glue. Whether you're using Barely Art or you're using art glitter glue, whatever dries clear you have in your stash, go ahead and use that. And if you saw this card up close, you would see some of my glue here and there from the pearls or from outside of this. I'm going to use a fine tip applicator if I have one. And I'm just going to strategically place my glue here, the bigger parts. I don't have to put any here on these little ones because I'm going to have a pearl on top of them. And I know some of the glue is going to ooze out a little bit, so I know that'll stay down. I'm just going to be strategic with it. I don't have to glue everywhere. And then as the pearls dry, the pearls take a while to dry, but as the pearls dry, I'm going to go over and make my flower. And then I'm going to put my flowers on because my pearls won't be messy by then. Like they won't be moving around. They won't be dry, but they won't be moving around. And when you're ready, add your favorite sentiment and decide if you want this to be a top fold or a side fold card. If you want the flowers to be on the top or the bottom. So if you know that in advance, great. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. I always, as I may have said, I always prefer mine to be a top fold. This is actually the top fold way with the top away from me. I usually prefer a top fold card. I mean, I'll make it this way for a slimline if I have to, but I don't know. There's just something about the landscape mood for me. I don't know what it is. So I hope that this was helpful for you. It's normally quick and easy once you have a kit. So if you're interested, you can go to the website at licraftstop.com, one whole word, and you can take a look at any of the other kits that we have, or take a look at the calendar with the upcoming classes, because we always have the samples listed for that as well. Some of the cards you can certainly do by mail, and some they're not really conducive to doing by mail, unfortunately, just because of all the supplies that you need, and you're really not getting much. But that's what a play along class is for, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you love your card and your recipient loves your card. Thank you for watching the video and for supporting my card class and our small business. And I look forward to meeting you in the store soon or seeing you online. Have a great night, everyone.